I really wanted to focus, and I will promise I will be brief, on addressing the students in the room. Gentlemen, congratulations. You have a lot to be proud of. I know that you worked really hard in the classroom, on the fields, in the barracks, with your companies, with your tax and your teachers. That's no small thing. You should be very proud of yourselves. Whether you realized it or not, you made great strides forward in becoming the young men you can be over the course of this summer. You may not recognize it right away. I suspect your parents and your families may see it more quickly than yourself. I used to teach a book that talks about personal development, and there's a line in the book where one of the characters says to another one, you know, it's hard to see a mountain when you're standing on it. And whether you realized it or not, you were climbing your own mountain over the course of the summer. And it's sometimes really hard to see that while you're standing on top of it. But you all made enormous strides. Some of you had never been away from home for any length of time before. Some of you may have been away before, but had never been in an environment quite like Hargrave. Whether you realized it or not, you were growing in all kinds of ways. And you have a lot to be proud of. And by the way, you need to be proud not just of the things that went really well or that you felt you were most successful in. You should also be proud of overcoming the things that didn't go so well, or that you didn't feel necessarily confident in at first, or that maybe just really didn't work for you at all. And yet you found a way to dust yourself off, overcome a setback, overcome a mistake, overcome some disappointment, and persevere. The dirty secret of life, gentlemen, is there's always another challenge. There's always something else you need to rise up to meet. And what I hope you began to see over your time at Hargrave is that you have the ability to rise to those challenges. You may not know you do, but it's in you. And with the help of your teachers and with the help of a school like Hargrave, you can begin to rise to that challenge. You can begin to become the sort of young man you most want to be. That's ultimately up to each of you. Your parents are there to help you, your families are there to help you, the school is there to help you, but you are the masters of your own fate. That's hard to reckon when you're 13 or 15 or 16 or 17 years old, but it's true. And I want you to think about, too, Hargrave's summer camp, summer program is great, but it's not easy. I mean, you're getting up at 6:30 in the morning, you're getting your classes, you're getting a formation, you're doing all of those things. Most of your friends are not doing that. You are doing something that is very much the exception. But as I said to the cadets in our final assembly, our final formation on the front steps at the beginning of the summer, think about this. The world is full of ordinary men who will equivocate, who will fail to rise to a challenge, who will fail to step in when they need to, who will fail to rise to whatever the moment requires. By coming to Hargrave, you have taken a step in the direction of being something much more than ordinary. That's true whether you come for the summer or whether you come back for the fall, whether you're here for 4 weeks or 6 years. You have taken a step in the direction of becoming the sort of young men, the sort of grown men in time that the world really needs. We talk in the mission about leaders of character. Well, leadership, as you all understand, perhaps those of you who took the classes this summer, comes in lots of different shapes. But the world sorely needs leaders of character. And whether you found that leadership on the field, in the classroom, in the barracks, wherever you might have found it, wherever you might have found a hint of it, you're better for it today. So, parents, we are so grateful that you shared your sons with us over this summer. We're very hopeful that some of you are thinking about, and some of you may already be committed to returning to us in a few weeks for the fall semester. We would be delighted to continue the journey with each of you and your sons. And I want you to take time on your rides home this afternoon, this evening, into tomorrow if you have a long trip, to think about and to talk about. And guys, I want you to think about and talk about with your parents what you think you're taking away from this experience. And by the way, I go back to the fact that not all of those things are easy. Some of you have never had to manage a roommate before. Some of you have never had to manage sort of daily, ordinary conflict with peers when you're living among them before. That's not easy to do, but it's an essential skill in the world. Because when you go out of school someday, you will have a colleague or a classmate or somebody in your firm or somebody in your unit, if you're in the service, with whom you sort of have friction. learning how to navigate that, learning how to manage both your internal wants and then what the needs of the group are is really, really important. And you have a head start on nearly every one of your peers by virtue of having been here. So again, I want to close by saying congratulations. I want to close by affirming the good work that you all did, the work of the faculty and staff. And I really want to emphasize that if you can see the value in the experience that you began this summer, we would love to see you back here in a few weeks. If you think this summer showed growth, wait till you see what a year or 2 or 4 can do for you. And we are committed to our mission unequivocally across all 4 of those pillars: academic, athletic, spiritual, leadership, character. You can grow in all of those, and you will if you remain a part of Hargrave. So again, it's my pleasure to thank all of you, to welcome you, and to thank particularly the summer school cadets for your work as a group. You all did a great job, and you have much to be proud of. Thank you very much.